this brisk Sunday morning. It's a little cold outside, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we are continuing our series on Let's Get Real. We're on a lesson today called Dress for Success. Have you ever got a new outfit? Maybe it's the first day of school, or maybe your family was taking a photo together, so you all got new clothes. And when you put those clothes on, you say, I feel good today, right? Well, we're going to talk about in our lesson, can you imagine if you walked into a fancy party and everybody was dressed up and you had on your dirty jeans and old t-shirt? How would you feel? Would you be embarrassed if you walked in like that? Today we're going to learn from the book of Ephesians where we learned how we should dress. No, Paul didn't give us tips on how to dress fancy and what kind of sneakers to buy or put on, but Paul instead was telling us what we should take off and how we should put on the nature of Jesus. Yes, we're going to find out more in our lesson today, but I first want you to check this video out.
And welcome to Let's Get Real, a show that is all about real life. I'm so glad you decided to join us for today's show. Our guest today is someone who's gotten pretty famous on the internet for all the crazy clothes he wears. Please welcome to Let's Get Real, Dressy Jessie! Show, Jesse.
Hey there! It's my pleasure, Sophia. Let's get real!
Okay. Sounds like you're pretty pumped up today.
Of course I'm pumped up to talk about fashion. I mean, they don't call me Dressy Jessie for nothing.
So why do they call you Dressy Jessie?
Hello. It's because I'm known for the clothes I wear.
You do have some pretty loud clothes. That shirt is something.
Yeah, isn't it awesome? I picked it out myself. I wanted it to make a big statement.
It definitely does that.
Well, have you ever heard the phrase, dress for success?
I think I have, yeah.
Well, it basically means if you want people to see you as someone who is successful, then you've got to dress like somebody who is successful.
Oh, dress for success. That's good advice.
Your clothes do make a big statement about who you are and even what you do. People will look at you and make a decision about who you are based on what you're wearing.
You know, that reminds me of the book of Ephesians.
It does? I didn't know the Apostle Paul was into fashion.
Well, he wasn't exactly. But he did understand that people look at us and make a decision based on what they see. That's why he encouraged us to put on the nature of Jesus.
Oh, I get it. We need to take off the old way of doing things. The way we used to talk, act, and treat other people. After all, those old ways are sinful.
That's right. Take off the old and put on the new.
And the new is all about looking more like Jesus in the way we act, the way we talk, and the things we do.
Exactly. When people look at us, they should be able to tell we belong to Jesus.
And not because we're wearing the latest threads like me, but because we're wearing His nature. We gotta look and act like Jesus.
You got it.
Thanks for bringing all that up, Sophia. You really know how to get real with your faith.
Thanks, but it's not about me. It's about Jesus.
Very true. Hey, I've got a fashion show in like an hour. I'm gonna unveil my latest fashion trend. It's gonna be awesome.
You go do that. And I'm gonna let the kids get into their lesson today from the book of Ephesians. I hope each one of you learn how to take off the old and put on the nature of Jesus. That way we can all dress for success. This is Sophia, and I'll catch you next time on Let's Get Real. Bye!
Isn't it important when people look at us, they can see Jesus and see who we belong to? That we are a child of God? Yes. We should take off that old nature and we should put on the characteristics of Jesus. You're going to learn in our lesson today from the book of Ephesians and how Paul taught a man to put on the characters of Christ. Yes, that's what he taught to the Ephesians. But first, I want you to check out what you got to know.
What you gotta know? Howdy, partners! My name is Alexis, and I'm here to tell you what you gotta know. Today, we're talking about how we gotta dress for success. So, every time somebody asks you what you gotta know, you tell them, I will take off the old and put on the new. I've always wanted to be a model. Oh no, paparazzi, please. No, you're a fashionista. Wait, what? Where'd you get that idea? Well, you're talking about dressing for success. I want to be a successful dresser. Hold up now, listen to me. We aren't even talking about clothes at all. We're not? No, silly. We're talking about changing our nature to be more like God. We gotta take off the old and put on the new. Oh, I think I get it. You mean get rid of the bad parts of our lives and start to be more like Jesus. Exactly. To dress for success, all you gotta do is live holy and righteous. So, every time somebody asks you what you gotta know, you tell them, I will take off the old and put on the new. And that right there is what you gotta know. My name is Alexis saying, yeehaw!
Okay, we have to take off the old and put on the new. That's our what you gotta know for today. Okay, Champ Kids, it is praise and worship time. Get up on our feet and give God our praise.
Wow, guess what?
Open our eyes to see the need. Open our ears to hear the cry. The broken hearted, the wounded soul. You're calling us. We will go, we will be your hands and feet. We will run, we will reach the peace. Share the light of the love to the ends of the earth. We will go, we will go, we will go. the least of these. Shine the light of your love to the ends of the earth. We will go, we will go, we will go. Oh, we will go, we will be your hands and feet. We will run, we will reach the least of these. Shine the light of your love to the ends of the earth. We will go, we will go, we will go.
Okay. It is offering time. Opportunity for prosperity. Yes, when we give back to God as an offering of thanksgiving. So we are so grateful and have gratitude for all the things He has done for us. So make sure your parents visit www.hgim.org. Click on TM Kids and give your offering. All right, we have Miss Shayon coming us today to teach us our lesson on Let's Get Real and Dress for Success. Take it away, Miss Shayon.
Good morning, Champ Kids. Today we are continuing our Let's Get Real series, and we are picking up with lesson 7, okay? Dress for Success. Today's Bible story goes all the way back to when Jesus began his ministry on earth, teaching to large crowds and performing amazing miracles. One day, as Jesus was out walking among the people, he passed by the place where a man named Matthew was sitting. Matthew was a tax collector who worked for the Roman government, right? Tax collectors were often guilty of taking more money from the people than they were supposed to. Tax collectors would get rich off of stealing from other people, all in the name of taxes. Tax collectors, people hated them, and they would not have anything to do with them, right? Jesus walked up to Matthew and said, "Follow me and my disciple." Are you kidding? Jesus asked this liar, this cheater, to be a disciple? Huh. Yes, Jesus asked Matthew, the tax collector that people thought of as a liar and a cheater, to be his disciple. Matthew, because he knew exactly who Matthew was, but he saw what Matthew had become. Did you catch that? Jesus knew exactly what Matthew was, but he also saw who Matthew had become. Jesus knew that God wants everyone to have a place at his table. Do you know that Matthew did what Jesus asked him to do in terms of following him? Matthew got right up and followed Jesus. He left his tax collecting booth and his entire way of being behind in order to follow Jesus. That's pretty amazing. Jesus decided to have dinner at Matthew's house. Matthew invited a bunch of his friends to sit around the table so that they could meet Jesus and hear some of his incredible teachings about God. Now, knowing about Matthew and knowing that Matthew was a sinner and a tax collector, what kind of friends do you think he had? What kind of friends do you think Matthew had? Listen, at the end of the day, you're right. He did have those kind of friends. The only friends he had were sinners. They were also sinners. When the religious leaders heard that Jesus was having dinner at a tax collector's house with a bunch of sinners, they began to talk badly about him. They asked, why does Jesus eat with such wicked sinners? He should not be hanging around sinners like that. Jesus spoke up and he said, healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. In other words, of course I am spending my time with sinners. They are the ones who need to hear my teachings of salvation. They are the ones I come to save. He said, listen, Jesus said he knew that every sinner needs to change their spiritual clothes, right? And become brand new. Jesus wants each of us to do exactly what Matthew did. We must take off our old way of thinking, our old way of life, and we must put on the character and nature of Jesus. That is exactly what you are learning to do today in our lesson, right? That is exactly what you guys are going to learn today in our lesson. So catch up for call of action. See you in a second. Hey kids, how are you doing? I am back, and we are continuing this lesson today on Dress for Success. But I think I want to play a game first. Can any of you guess what I'm supposed to be just by looking at what I'm wearing? Now let me ask you this. If I had a police uniform on, where do you think I would be going? If I imagine I had my police hat on, my nice police uniform on, and I stood by a nice police car, what do you think I was going to be? Do you think I'm going to be Sister Cheyenne and tell Miss Cheyenne and tell the story about our lesson today? Or do you think I'm going to be, you answer. What do you think I would be if I had on a nice police cap, a nice police uniform? What do you think I would be doing today? That's right, a police officer. Okay, imagine if I had a nice white coat on and I had a stethoscope around my neck and I had my nice little clipboard and my nice little pen. What do you think I would be today? That is right, I would be a doctor. Right, all right. What if I had my pom-poms and my nice little pleated skirt and I start saying chants like, go team, go. Woo! What do you think I would be today? That is right. A cheerleader, right? All right. So last one. Let me see if you can guess this one. What do you think I would be if I had on a firefighter's hat, a firefighter's jacket, a firefighter's pants, and I'm standing next to a big firefighter truck? Do you think I would be? What do you think I would be? That's right, a firefighter. So listen, it doesn't matter, right? Listen, you guys had some pretty good guesses, right? You guessed about me being a police officer. You guessed about me being a doctor. You guessed about me being a cheerleader. You even guessed about me being a firefighter. All because I gave you a description of my uniform. All because of what you envisioned me wearing. Right? That's how you were able to guess what kind of person that I was at that time. It was based on the clothes or the uniform that I had on. And the truth is, you can tell a lot about a person by the clothes that they wear. It's true. You are able to figure out all of those different people that I envisioned that I was based on what I told you I had on. When I said my pom-poms and my pleated skirt and woo, go team, go, you were able to guess that I was a cheerleader, right? They were obvious to see because how I dressed made a statement to everyone around me, right? So do you know that this applies to Christians as well? No, I'm not talking actually about a shirt or pants that we wear. We don't have a certain coat or a jacket that we wear, but we do find it in the book of Ephesians. Some things that we are able to put on and some things we are able to take off. Just as with clothes, we have to dress for success and make these changes so that others can see Jesus in us. Now, how does this go, Miss Cheyenne? You mean to tell me that I can show people that Jesus is inside of me? Yes, you can show others that Jesus is inside of you. Listen, the first thing we have to remember, the Apostle Paul wrote in Ephesians 4.
Oh, children, our screen has frozen. Let's see which rewind questions we can get to that you learned so far today. We're still frozen. Oh, we got to pray we get unfrozen, right? Unfrozen, unfrozen. What you got to know today? Dress for success. Put on Jesus' clothes. I will take off the old and put on the new. What do you think that answer is? I will take off the old and put on the new. Good job, Champ Kids. Good job. Let's see number 2. Who did Jesus ask the disciples to be his disciple? Mark, Matthew, or Michael? I think Miss Cheyenne said Matthew. Correct. Did y'all see the answer, Matthew? There's the answer, Matthew. What was Matthew's job? A teacher, a chef, or a tax collector? Who remember what his job was? Tax collector. Correct, correct. What kind of people did religious people not want Jesus eating with? The sinners, the pastors, or the kids? I think they said the sinners, but he said those are people that need to be helped, right? Who did Jesus need? Jesus said needs a doctor, healthy or sick people. We all know that answer, right? He said sick people need a doctor. He said the healthy people ain't the one who need the doctor. So he needs to go help the people who need help, right? Did Matthew change his way of living after meeting Jesus? Yes. Jesus went and had dinner with him, right? Yes, he did. According to our lesson today, we should take off lies and put on kindness, truth, or pants. Think y'all know this answer. Truth. We should put on truth. According to our lesson today, we should take off blank and put on self-control. Anger, sadness, or fear. What do you think we should put on? We should put off. Anger. We should put off anger and put on self-control. Good job, good job. According to our lesson today, take off stealing and put on giving, keeping, or sharing. Which one you think it is? Sharing. Okay, champ kids. Now, you know I say this every week. Once again, you are awesome, champ kids. You learned your lessons and you knew a lot. Yes, you did. So I want you to take this week and dress for success and be great. See you all, some of you at 10 o'clock today, or 6 p.m. at Pottstown on Saturday, or 10 a.m. on next Sunday, or even 9:15 back here online service. All right? Love you. Bye.
Feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power.